Did you guys see The Accountant too?
No, I did see The Accountant though. I watched The Accountant with my wife just that like last week, and the entire time I kept telling her it reminded me of my days at Woodworth and St. John.
Yeah, that's it. The original Accountant was pretty good, but he was so rude to that lady who just tried to help, where she's like, hey, I can bring you some documents while you're doing your analysis if you'd like. I also like this kind of stuff. And he's like, won't be necessary. Can you leave? She's like, oh, okay.
But
well, I'm going to eat lunch. I'm going to eat lunch here. If you could leave, I'd appreciate it. And it's like, this isn't autism. This is just a douchebag.
I'm with that guy.
You're with that guy.
Well, I like, first of all, I always said that I think the movie would be great if it was called Sniper on the Spectrum. Because a lot of people, when they first heard of The Accountant, they're like, Ben Affleck, The Accountant, I'm not into it. They didn't know that he was gonna be good with numbers and like tunnel vision and be a hitman. And when I saw this movie, I was like, oh my god, I slept on it for like 5 years. I loved The Accountant. It was like sneaky one of my like favorite movies in the last 10 years.
It's pretty good.
And then the second one, I saw the trailers for it, and I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" And
I want his brother in the second one more.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And I love, and they're so good. I think Ben Affleck's even better in this one than the previous one. And they kind of like modified their approach to autism as well, which I think was in a welcome way. Because one of the weirder scenes in the first one is this part he like blasts heavy metal and like hurts himself on his shins. And it seemed like, I mean, I've worked with many special needs people, and that, like, I've never seen a person who is autistic do exactly that. So maybe this is like an extreme case, but then it was just like such an extreme little thing, and the scene is just awkward and weird. But in this one, they ditched that shit, and instead they just like have him playing with lightsabers more.
A lot lighter on the action.
Yeah. Oh no, there's a lot of guns, a lot of shooting.
Okay, so it's not like him getting stressed out having to order at Subway. Like in front of other people.
I'm so glad like you didn't say Chipotle.
Chipotle. Oh my god.
Who calls it that other than my mother?
Nobody.
Woody does.
Probably.
My mom literally calls it. You call it that?
I mean, not anymore.
He doesn't know what else to call it.
A few seconds
no, that's
ago.
good. My mom still calls it that, and I tell her all the time. She also calls Snoopy Dog. Not like Snoop, not like Snoop Dogg. Not like Snoop Dogg comes up a lot in conversation in my house when I'm with my parents. But like whenever Snoop does come up, and she's like Snoopy Dog.
My mom is always humming gin and juice. She won't stop.
Everybody loves gorgeous Brazilian women. You ever see Arnold Schwarzenegger at Carnival?
No.
I love the Brazilian women. I love the ass. Like it's like 22-year-old Arnold off of like a couple of like Mr. Universe pageants, and they sent him to Brazil's Carnival to, I don't know, harass women on camera, I guess, because that's what he does for this whole documentary.
They fucking loved it, dude.
They did seem to be willing participants. Yeah,
Kyle, maybe you told me this, or I saw it online somewhere. Apparently, like Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't sound like, that's not what Austrians sound like. Like his accent is like weird in Austria too. Like he just has a weird way of talking.
My neighbor's mom is Austrian, and I think she sounds quite a bit like him.
Oh, maybe
she might also have a weird accent too, because I don't know anyone else in my entire life that sounds like her and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So
literally, it's not a common, like I can't think of other examples where I'm like, this guy's from the same place that Arnold Schwarzenegger is like I never heard that accent before.
Yeah. And there's not a lot, like I just would have imagined like, oh, Austrians, they probably have like a Germanish accent. Like probably pretty close.
I wouldn't be surprised if he plays it up. He's a performer. Maybe he just played it up and he's caught in it.
The opposite. He took classes to try to lose it, I think, and then I think he started taking classes.
He was
to keep it. Like he lost too much of it at one point, and I think he had to get it back. I'm pretty sure that happened because it is iconic. Too. Like if he didn't sound the way he does, I wouldn't be as into him. It was, I don't know, Arnold's characters almost never make sense because of his accent and his build. Like at first, when he's going in the Barbarian, it's like, oh, you're made for this role. Look at you. You don't speak any fucking English and you're enormous. Oh, and you're good at posing? perfect. You're Conan the Barbarian. But then later on, he's a secret agent. He's the everyman. He's a dad. And it's like
kindergarten teacher.
Yeah, that fish out of water thing was perfect because the accent sort of added to it. If he had a Chicago accent, Arnold Schwarzenegger would have went nowhere. But
the one say that I will say too. I agree with you mostly, really, but I think he really, the way he looked, he would be you couldn't ignore him. He really, even looking back in comparison, he looked such a way. He would be something. We would know his name at least, maybe not to the extent that he is now. Like all of the Terminator lines are so iconic. Hasta la vista, baby's not hitting if he sounds like fucking.
For sure.
It's true. It sounds pretty fucking stupid. If I don't know, pick some American actor.
It's the only accent that really would have delivered that line perfectly.
La vista, baby. Nobody. It's. I love Arnold growing up.
Like maybe Jason Statham could have done it. Maybe.
La vista, baby.
Yeah, that
I hated that.
Growing up, I loved Arnold so much, and even now, I guess I'm a big Arnold fan. When I see him doing things, he's usually doing the right thing. He's being a cool guy, a generous guy. I saw he bought all those tiny homes for either veterans or homeless, whichever. Probably homeless veterans.
There's
in California. Yeah, but a lot of overlap there for some reason. And I don't know. He's given those motivational speeches. I've seen him on Reddit hop into the comments. Some guy will be like, talk about getting made fun of at the gym, and he's like, I'm just gonna quit. They made fun of me, they laughed at me, like people actively picked on me, and I'm a grown man. And then Arnold comes into the comments like, never give up. Never give up. You have more bravery in your little finger than those bullies have in their whole bodies. And he's like he gives him this, pumps him up, shines his wheels, and it was just like this beautiful moment. It's like, what's Arnold doing in here? It's just on the bodybuilding subreddit.
I watched Terminator 2 against Taylor Still. You still haven't seen it?
Not quite.
What the fuck's going on with you guys? All of you guys, I swear. Always on a little bit of gay shit, dude, for real. I watched Terminator 2 recently, and I watch it often. It is my number one favorite movie. It's also the first movie I ever saw in theaters. So when I saw that movie, I was like,
strong memories.
I was like, movies are so good. This is how they are. Little did I know that that's actually going to be the best movie.
That's
where I started. Literally the best movie. I was watching it again recently, and T-1000 was flying a helicopter, and he was doing something. Yeah, and he had 3 hands, and I never saw the third arm before. And I was just like, man, I've seen this movie so many times. And there was this like at the time, there was either a device made so a guy can go in there or whatever, or there was a puppet arm made and it moved. Whatever they figured out, they spent like thousands of dollars on it. I've seen the movie hundreds of times and I never noticed it before.
So James Cameron wanted the T-1000 to be in the first Terminator, but the technology wasn't there. So he invented the technology making the movie The Abyss. That whole production company, that special effects company, I can't recall the name of it, but it learned that tech doing The Abyss, doing the water creatures that were formed of, they were intelligent water being like puppeted by the underwater aliens. It was part of their technology, their water tech. And they used that to make the T-1000. And that scene you're talking about, he's flying the helicopter and he's got this third arm holding the yoke or whatever, piloting, and then the other's reloading an MP5.
Yeah, that's yeah, and it's so cool. It looks so cool, and shit slapped in 1992 when you're 5 years old. You didn't even fucking see it.
Fuck yeah! Oh, I just thought Sarah Connor was such a badass.
I had such an interesting, the same thing. Like I bought in the first grade, I bought or was it second grade? I bought Alien toys. I went to Toys R Us and I can get a toy, and I ended up getting 2 toys, and one of them was Ripley from Alien.
Yeah,
and I remembered like my buddies came over and they were clowning Ripley. They were clowning that I had a girl doll. And I remembered like not being able to vocalize that it could, like they could, like I've seen Aliens, like they don't understand she duct tape a fucking flamethrower to a pulse rifle, you fucking moron. But I'm fucking 5-year-old also, I can't vocalize it, but like it's like I got beef over this because I got this guy telling me this is a doll. I'm like, you don't get it, she'll fucking kill everyone here. You don't even know what a power loader is.
I got into such an argument when I was 13.
Sarah Connor, I was going to say Sarah Connor made me feel the same way. I was like, look at this shit. This is what I'm talking about. But little did I know that these were like the two most badass women that I was going to see.
The most badass. and it's why it irks me when someone like Jennifer Lawrence is like, I'm the first female action hero who's done this, that. And it's like, bitch, what are you talking about? I can go back to the 70s and find one so much more hard than you'll ever be with your butthole out in front of the camera. Disgraceful, J. Lau. Disgraceful. But yeah, I remember getting into a whole argument with this kid when I was homeschooled. I only had like 2 or 3 friends left because I wasn't in school anymore. And I was on some play date at this kid's house, and he had the power loader. He had the Sarah Connor in the power loader toy. And he was arguing that they made the power loader specifically to fight aliens. And I'm like, no, that's just a piece of machinery in their universe. It's like a bulldozer or a loader. Like that's
it's putting missiles on the fighter jet or whatever. It's like loading missiles. Like you see them working on it.
Yeah. And like Sarah's like certified on that. They have they give you those crumbs in the beginning. They're like, this is the only thing I actually know how to do. It's my only workable skill anymore is I know how to drive a loader. And then that comes back in the end when she has to fight the queen alien. And I'm like, no, it's a loader. It's like they made it to fight the queen. I was ready to fight this kid.
100%. When I had that Sarah Connor figure,
there was no internet.
When I had that Sarah Connor figure and I was like, I had beef about it, my brain level was so much lower than how your brain level was working. Whenever it was that you saw it, my brain level, I was like, she turns into a yellow robot, dude. She literally turns into a yellow robot. Like that's the level I was at. Like I didn't really,
I stayed with my grandmother every weekend when I was maybe 4 to 10 or something like that throughout those formative years. I think I was a lot to handle. And so we would watch movies, but she wouldn't put kiddie movies on. She'd play what she was going to watch. So I would watch just adult movies as a tiny little child. I remember she liked Sigourney Weaver a lot. So we watched all her shit, and she liked Arnold a lot. So movies like Alien and Terminator were on a regular basis at her house. She loved that shit. And then my grandpa liked wrestling, and that didn't translate.